what's up you guys, it's your girl Taina and welcome to the first ever Taina Tells Tales video, aka Storytime. So let's get started. Okay, so this is the story of how my car got shot. Now, it was a regular weekday morning. I was definitely not running late for work, so I grabbed my purse, I grabbed my lunchbox, I grabbed my keys. I'm ready to have a productive day, you know? And I step outside and I see this. Why? Just why? Why? I was so upset. And the hole wasn't originally that big. Originally, it was about like that big, but it got bigger and bigger the more I opened and closed my door throughout the day. I was upset. I was upset. So I called my job and I told them that there was no way I was making it to work today. Like, I was gonna work from home and because I had something to deal with. So as I'm setting up to work from home, my aunt tells me that I need to call the cops. I need to report this. And I've never reported anything before a day in my life. So, it was a little awkward.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
Hi. Yes, hi. It's not really an emergency. I think somebody vandalized my car last night. If you could just maybe just like send someone over who's not currently doing anything. Yeah. Anyways, after that, they tell me that they're sending a cop over. I'm like, great. So as I wait for this man to come, I go to the backseat of my car to find this rock, right? To see what rock somebody like shot through my car. Because in my mind, that was the only explanation. Like, a bullet was like the furthest thing from my mind. It wasn't even on my mind. I was like, somebody shucked a rock through my windshield, or maybe like fell from the sky as like debris or something, because the way my house like is set up, the way I'm parked, the back of my car is facing like the side of her house, which then leads to the backyard, and the front of my car is facing the street. So for somebody, I'm like, who came around and about and just did this to your girl? I was like, dang. So as I'm looking for this rock, I'm not finding it. I'm moving things around. It's nowhere to be found. I'm like, you know what? Whatever. The cop will find it. I don't care. And this man finally shows up and he's asking all these questions. He's like, when was the last time that you saw your car perfectly fine? I'm like, last night. It was great. Last night was perfect. And he's like, did you hear anything last night? No, I didn't. I slept like a baby. I heard nothing. And nobody else in my house heard anything either. So he continues to ask all these questions. He doesn't even like go inside my car to look for anything. He just kind of like does this at the side window and then gives me an incident report number card or whatever, and then bounces. The man's gone. He just leaves. And I'm like, okay, thanks. Anyways, so he gave me the incident report number for insurance purposes, but I find out that my insurance isn't about to cover it, so I'm gonna have to cover this myself. So I'm comparing prices with a whole bunch of companies, calling people, emailing people, doing all that good stuff. And I finally find one that I like. And they tell me that they're going to send somebody right over. And I'm like, okay, great. Now, as I wait for that person, I start thinking to myself, I start thinking about the state of the back seat of my car. And I didn't want somebody to come in and judge me for the state of the back seat of my car. So I went to the back seat of my car and I start cleaning up a little. I'm like grabbing things to bring back inside. And so as I'm shaking this blanket, I see this brown metal thing kind of in the crease of the back seat of my car. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, the heck is that? So I pick it up and I'm like, oh my God, that's a bullet. Oh my God, that's a bullet. So naturally, I run upstairs to show my brother. I'm like, bro, look at it. He's like, is that a bullet? I'm like, yeah. Why are you touching it? The moment he said that, my mind went complete like CSI Miami. I'm like, oh my goodness, my DNA is on it. Oh my goodness, like I wiped out the DNA of whoever owns this bullet. Oh my goodness, they're gonna think it's mine. Like just all over the place. And as I'm like thinking about all these stuff, Ruben asks us to touch it, and I literally just hand it over to him. So now both of our DNA is on this bullet. And after he finishes seeing it, I grab it back and I put it exactly where I found it, as if that erases the fact that we already contaminated it like 100%. And I'm just waiting for a new cop, because I had called 911 again to I called them again, and I was like,
911, what's the location of your emergency?
Hi, yes, it's not really an emergency. I had called earlier and I had talked to somebody. I was reporting a vandalism, but now I think somebody shot my car because I found a bullet in it, like in the back seat. So if you could just send somebody over or something, thanks. So the same cop from before shows up. The cop that did nothing the first time around shows up, and he's like, I heard you found a bullet. I'm like, yeah, I did. And I showed him where the bullet was in my car. He's like, did you touch it? Yes, I did. I 100% touched it. I'm so sorry. I start apologizing profusely for contaminating the evidence. He's like, no, it's fine. And he's like putting it in a little baggie. And as he's doing that, a detective shows up. A person who solves crime. I've never met a detective before a day in my life. So this woman shows up and she starts asking me the same questions as the cop asked me, but she also asks me if I had any enemies. I'm like, what? No, I'm a freaking delight. No, I don't got no enemies. And then she's like, do you have any ex-boyfriends? Oh my goodness. I'm like, no. And they're as confused as I was as to how a bullet hit my car. Like I said, the way my car is positioned, it would have to have came from like the opposite neighborhood, like behind our house or something like that. They were as confused as we were. And then they just kind of took some notes, packed up and left. And that was it. I am still waiting to hear about my case. They probably forgot about it. But either way, till this day, whenever I go to the trunk of my car, I'm a little hesitant because I keep my snacks in the trunk of my car as my poor attempt to not eat everything in one day. If I have to get up and go outside to get it helps just a little bit. But whenever I go to the trunk of my car to get anything, I'm always like, because I mean, like, what were the chances of it happening the first time around?